Hi everyone, this is Meredith from Maiden. I'm so excited that you could join me today while I spend a little bit of time showing you exactly how to get your logo to fit on your Facebook business page. For an example, let me show you my page. You can see my logo doesn't quite fit into the frame here. When I click on my logo, you can tell I did upload the whole thing, but for whatever reason, it's just not fitting or looking right, no matter how I try and crop my logo. I see this happen to a lot of business pages. Unfortunately, their logos just don't look professional, it doesn't reflect well on your brand, and it's something that you can easily fix. So I'm going to go ahead and show you today how to fix that really easily with just a few tools that you don't even need to pay for. The first thing that you're going to need is just a little bit of knowledge. You're going to need to know the size of this frame right here that you need to fit your logo into. I'll have a resource link below, but just so you can see this rather blurry picture, this is how big your logo or your image needs to be that has your logo in it on your Facebook page. 160 pixels by 160 pixels is a pretty small picture and can get rather blurry. So when you're creating your logo for your Facebook page, ensure that you're not creating it at 160 by 160. I'll show you what that looks like, and it looks really bad. Here, they suggest that it's at least 180 by 180 so that when Facebook shrinks it down, it looks pretty good. My personal opinion is that you should be doing it at 320. You're going to double that number so you have a really good, really high quality image that fits perfectly into this position. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like as we work through this. So you have your knowledge, you know exactly how big your picture needs to be. So now let's go ahead and create it. The thing that I think a lot of people get confused is they think they need to trim up their logo, move their logo picture around to make it fit into this block, but there's a lot easier way to do it. You're going to need some kind of tool in which you can go ahead and design canvases for you to create on. Now, I truly recommend Canva. It is a wonderful program if you've never used it before, and it's completely free with a paid version, of course, that is right within the price range of a lot of small businesses. So the first thing that you're going to do is create your canvas. And you want this to be 320 by 320. And remember, that's the 160 by 160, the size that you need for that frame, just doubled to ensure crispness of your image. You're going to go ahead and load up your canvas. Now, I like to just have a clear or white background. I think that's the way that it looks really nice on Facebook. So you're going to go ahead and pull up your canvas, and you're going to ensure that the background is white or whatever color matches your logo, just so that you have a blank kind of canvas here for you to work on. You're also going to go ahead and upload your logo. And once you do that, you want to pull your logo and bring it on to this. Now this canvas is kind of working as a placeholder for you, so you know exactly how big that frame is going to be. So you can stretch your image out, you can get it really, really close to the edge if you want, and you know where it's going to stop, so it will fit perfectly into that frame, because that frame in Facebook is going to go right along here. So you're just going to work on getting your logo perfect, you're going to have it the way you want, and you're going to go ahead and download that image. Once you have your image downloaded and you're good to go, you're going to jump over to your Facebook page. Now from here, you're just going to want to change that image, which is really simple. It may be hard to see on my computer, but right here in the bottom corner is the image of a little camera. You can see it there or when you hover over it. So you're just going to go ahead and hover over that. You're going to go ahead and upload a new photo, and you're going to choose that photo that you downloaded. Now remember, before I told you really don't want this to be in 160 by 160 because it will look really pixelated, it won't look good, and it won't be a good version of your brand. I'm going to show you what that would look like and what the error you'll get from Facebook. So if you're going through this process and you see your image looking like this, just go ahead and make sure that you have your canvas nice and big and that it's getting the best image that you can. So as you can tell, this is really pixelated, really grainy, and that would not do well for showing off my brand of my business. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to upload my photo, and I'm going to choose the 320 by 320. Now that's that slightly larger image, that's the size of the canvas that we made, and that's the one that's the 160 doubled. I'm going to go ahead and bring this into my Facebook. And when I can do that, you can see how much crisper this image is. So what I did, just to kind of recap, is I made a canvas that will fit perfectly in Facebook. That's this right here. And then I added my logo to it. Instead of just trying to add my logo to Facebook and assuming that it's going to fit and look correct, I went ahead and made a canvas in their parameters and then added my logo. So you could have it off-centered if you wanted, you could put your email address down here, you could do whatever you want to your logo to make it look really good, to stand out and be a good representation of your brand. And of course, you do have to play by Facebook's rule on what's allowed in here, but there's a lot of creativity that you can still do. So I'm going to go ahead and save this image, and as soon as it loads, you'll see how good my picture now looks on my Facebook page. It doesn't look too big, it doesn't look stretched out, and looks really professional, which is exactly what I want for my business, for when people come to my brand and they see that high quality image. So you can see how easy that truly was to get this image to fit correctly onto my Facebook page. It didn't take a lot of work. The only software that I needed was a free program, again, that's called Canva, and I'll link it below. And it just looks so much better and so much more cohesive with my social media presence. I really hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about in my next video, go ahead and leave those comments down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And I'm really glad that you could spend some time here with me today. And I'm excited to have more videos like this in the future. So thank you so much and take care.